สการครับ
Reading Master.
วันนี้หลวงพ่อจะเทศสั้นหน่อยนะ
Today, Luangpu will give a short Dhamma talk.
หลวงปู่สุจินต์ท่านมา
Venerable Master Luangpu Sujin is
วันเกิด
here.
ท่านนะไม่
It's
ตรง
his
วัน
birthday. Not exactly today,
ให้
but
พวกเราได้
his
มีโอกาส
birthday is around at this
กรา
time.
บไหว้ให้ส่งน้ำท่าน
And giving all of you
เป็น
opportunity
บุญใหญ่ของ
to
เราเหมือนกันนะ
give him blessing.
ในบรรดาลูกศิษย์หลวงปู่ดูลตอนนี้ก็มี
Among
อยู่นี่แหละ
Luangpu Dun students, there's not many left.
สะอาดหมดจดแล้ว
There's not many that look pure like him.
ท่านเป็นนักสู้นะหลวงพ่อรู้จัก
He
ท่าน
is a
มา
fighter.
40 กว่าปีแล้ว
Luangpu Sujin is a fighter. Luangpu have known him for more than 40
อด
years.
ทนมากในการภาวนา
He is very determined in
พว
his
กเรา
practice.
เทียบไม่ติดเลยนะ
We cannot
ทำ
compare
ไม่
to
ทำ
him
ไม่ได้กินหรอกนะ
because we sometimes practice and sometimes we don't. And that will
วัน
not
นี้
yield
คือ
in
จะเทศสั้น
results.
ๆนะแต่ว่า
Although
แต่
today's
สาระ
Dhamma
สำ
talk
คัญ
will be
ของ
short,
การปฏิ
but
บัติ
it will be about the
โดย
principles.
ย่อ
It is important, although
ๆ
it
จุด
is
เริ่มต้นของการปฏิบัติเนี่ย
short, concise, but it's very
เราต้องรัก
important.
ษาศีลไว้ก่อน
At
ตั้ง
first,
ใจรักษาไว้ก่อนนะ
to start, we
ข้อ
have
ขอไม่ต้อ
to
งเยอะหรอก
uphold
ยกเว้น
the
พระ
five
นะ
moral precepts.
เดี๋ยวพระเลยบอกขอแค่ศีล 5 มีเมียได้
But that's not including the monks. The monks have to
ฆ
have
ราวา
a
ส
more.
ศีล 5 เอา
For the
นะ
lay people, the five moral precepts
แล้ว
are
สิ่งสำคัญ
enough.
ที่เราจะต้องพัฒนาขึ้นมา
And
ทีแรกตั้งใจรักษา
the
ศีลไว้ก่อน
important thing for us to develop after we
สิ่ง
uphold
ที่เรา
our
ต้องพัฒ
moral
นา
precepts,
อันต่อไปคือสติ
next is to develop
และส
our
ติ
mindfulness
เนี่ยไม่
or
ใช่สติ
sati.
ธรรมดา
This is not a
ส
normal
ติ
mind
ที่พูดถึง
being
ก็คือสัม
mindful
มาสติ
in
แม้สติมัน
worldly
มีสองอย่างนะสติธรรม
mindfulness.
ดากับสัมมาสติ
That is
สติธร
the
รมดา
worldly
สติระลึกโลก
mindfulness. But
ทำอะไรรู้เนื้อรู้
there's
ตัวไม่
another
หลงไม่
one,
ลืม
authentic mindfulness.
แต่สติที่จะพาเราไปสู่
The
ความบริ
authentic
สุทธิ์และพ้นวิ
mindfulness
ถีคือส
is
ติปัฏ
the
ฐาน
one that,
เนี่ยสิ่งที่พวกเราต้องฝึกนะคือสติ
or
ปัฏ
it
ฐาน
is the foundation, it based on the
ส
full
ติปัฏฐาน
foundation of
นั้น
mindfulness.
มันมีสอง
That's
ขั้นตอน
the thing that will lead us to
ขั้
be
นตอนแร
free
ก
from
ฝึกให้
suffering.
เกิดสติ
To practice, to
ทัน
have
ที
the
ที่เกิด
authentic
สติที่
mindfulness,
ถูกต้อง
the first we
ส
have
มา
to
สมาธิ
practice
ก็จะ
until
เกิดร่วมด้วยทันที
the
เราก็จะได้เครื่อง
the
มือสองตัว
mindfulness automatically. When we have that, when we attain that, we're going to
เมื่อเรามีเครื่องมือ
attain
คู่เนี้ย
the
เรา
correct
ถึงจะเจ
samadhi
ริญ
as
ปัญญา
well.
ได้
When we have both of
การ
this,
ทำสติปัฏ
both
ฐาน
the correct
ขั้นต้น
sati,
ทำ
both
ให้
the
เกิด
correct
สติ
samadhi,
กับสมาธิ
then the
ขั้น
wisdom
ปลาย
can
ทำ
be
ให้เกิดปัญ
developed.
ญา รู้แจ้งเห็นจริง
So the
สิ่ง
next
ทั้ง
step
หลายทั้ง
is
ปวง
to
ไม่ควรยึดมั่น
develop
ถือมั่น
the wisdom or the insight that we see the
หลัก
truth
ของการทำสติปัฏฐาน
of
อัน
all
แรกเลย
things.
ต้องมีวิหารธร
The
รมคือมี
principles
เครื่
of
องอยู่
practice, the full foundation of
มี
the
บ้านให้
foundation
จิ
of
ตอยู่
mindfulness is that we have to
ธรรม
have
ชาติของ
the
จิต
home
มันเร่
object
เร่
of
ไปเรื่อยๆ
meditation.
เหมือนคนจรจัดไม่มีบ้านอยู่
If we
ไป
don't
เรื่
have the
อย
home, we will be
ๆไม่
like
รู้เหนือ
the
รู้ใต้อยากไปไหนก็ไป
the homeless people
จะ
that we
ภาว
keep
นาแล้วจิต
wandering.
จะต้องมี
We don't know
บ้าน
the direction. We keep
มีวิหาร
wandering.
ธรรม
But if we have the home
ใน
object of
สติปัฏ
meditation,
ฐานสูตรนะพระพุทธเจ้าสอ
or
น
in Thai
สิ่ง
is
ที่เป็น
called
วิหารธรรมเอาไว้
Viharattham.
สี่กลุ่มใหญ่ๆส่วนห
In
นึ่
the
งคือกาย
Tipitaka, it is
ส่วนที่ส
listed
อง
that
คือ
that
เวทนา
there
ความ
are
รู้สึกสุข
four
ทุกข์ส่วนที่สามคือจิต
main
ที่
foundations
เป็น
for
กุศล
the
อกุศลส่วนที่สี่คือ
mindfulness,
ธรรมนะ
which
ส
is
ภาวะ
the
ธรรมทั้งหลาย
physical,
กระบวนการทำงาน
mental
ของกุศล
found-
ของอกุศลนะกระบวนการ
foundation.
ทำงานที่จิตปรุงกิเลส
The mental, the
กระบวนการ
physical,
ทำงานที่
the
จิตล้างกิเลส
the feeling
อัน
and
นี้
the
เป็น
Dhamma
ส่วนของธรรม
are the four
ธรรมะ
foundations.
คนที่จะใช้ธรรมานุปัสสนา
So
ใน
to
สติ
use
ปัฏฐานได้
Dhamma
รวดเดียวก็
as
ไป
a
ถึงตรง
foundation
นั้น
of
เลยนะ
mindfulness, that is more
หายาก
difficult.
ต้อง
But it
บาร
is
มี
rare
ถึ
to
งขั้นจริง
find.
ๆนะอย่างพระพุทธ
One
เจ้า
have to have enough
ก่อน
faculties to
จะบรร
use
ลุ
that as a foundation
พ
to
ระอรหันต์
practice.
นะ
For example,
ท่า
the
น
Lord
เจ
Buddha,
ริญ เรียกว่าสัจจบัพเรียนรู้อริยสัจอยู่ในธรรมานุปัสสนาที่สูงที่สุด
and some of the
นี่บารมีท่านเยอะท่านตัดตรงนี้เลยพวกเรา
they can use the foundation, the Dhamma as a foundation to practice. But for most people, we do not have enough faculty to use Dhamma. So we can use the body, we can use our physical object. Because our body, the physical object, is always here. We can always feel it. It does not run away like the mind. Thus, the mind is harder to use as a foundation. So, for example, right now, we can feel that the body is sitting. We can feel that when the body moves, we can feel when the body is breathing in, breathing out. So keep feeling it, keep knowing it of the body moving. So that is a good practice. After you keep knowing so of the body moving, you keep practicing like that. Every time the body moves, just a little bit, the mind will recognize that. So at first, we have to intentionally try to feel, try to know so of the body moving. But after we train ourselves and the mind remember when the body moves, it recognizes every time the body moves. It recognizes the phenomena of the body. That is the way to practice. Most people in the world, they are not aware of their body and their mind. Although everyone loves themselves the most, but they tend to forget themselves. They tend to forget their body and their mind, and they usually send their mind out to feel, to enjoy the outside world. Yesterday, there was a Chinese monk. He was meditating and his mind was focusing inside. The mind is lost inside and he did not know that the mind moved inward. The mind is sinking to the object of meditation. That will not result in the wisdom cultivation because the mind is lost in the object. He did not know that. So to keep practicing this, know so when your body moves, know so when the mind moves, there's a changes of the mind. Keep practicing this often until the mind recognizes the phenomena. When the mind recognizes the phenomena itself, the correct sati or the correct mindfulness will arise on its own, and the correct samadhi would arise as well. For example, as you sit here, and when the mind wander off, when you knew so of that, then the mind will be a stable observer. It is awakened, it is joyful, and that is the correct sati and samadhi. Although this type of mind it is called a noble mind, but this noble mind is still tainted with the wrong view. So we have to cultivate this until the wrong view is broken, and then you can see and attain the knowing element. So as you practice a lot, but don't hope to gain happiness or goodness, because we just practice this to attain the truth, to entrain the right view, the correct understanding of the truth. So keep practicing, use any object of meditation, and keep knowing of your mind as the mind wander off from the object, no so. For example, if you use the mantra Buddha as the mind wander off from the Buddha, no so. As the mind moves toward to focus on the body, no so. So keep knowing so of the mind moving. As the mind moves, when it moves toward thinking, moves toward the object in meditation, that is sending what Luangpu Dun calls sending the mind out. But let the mind be free. The home object in meditation is the home, it is not prison. So the mind is free to move around. But no so when the mind moved out from the home. So keep practicing, have the object in meditation, no so as the mind move away from the object of meditation or move toward the object of meditation. In this world, most people are lost. They are not mindful. So when they start to practice, they are over-focusing. When the mind is lost, that is too loose, that is too relaxed. But when the mind is too focused on the object of meditation, that is torturing itself. None of that is in the middle path. We cannot create or build the middle path. The middle path exists when we know so, when the mind is too relaxed or too over-focusing. And then the mind will settle in the middle path on its own. And the mind will be awakened, joyful, a stable observer on its own. This type of mind, you cannot create it, you can build it. Because the mind is non-self. But it arrives on its own when the condition, that when it knows, when we know so, the mind knows so, when the mind is lost or the mind is over-focusing. When it knows so, the mind will become a stable observer or the knowing mind. Many of us do not have the knowing minds. Most of your minds, those are the minds that are lost or the mind that is over-focusing. The knowing mind, it is also called the mind that is wholesome, but it cannot be created or built. It arises on its own, but you have to practice until it arises on its own automatically. Right now, it takes a long time for you to realize that your mind is lost. That is a long way to go. But the more you practice, as soon as the mind is lost, and you know so of that, the authentic mindfulness, automatic mindfulness would arise. Many of the practitioners control themselves. They would walk for a long time or sit for a long time, but they don't have the correct sati. They don't have this. They are not mindful when they practice. For some that have accumulated much faculties, when they practice, it didn't take them a long time. They may use, for example, mantra Buddha as their practice. And they know so when the mind wanders off from Buddha, then the mindfulness automatic arise, and the knowing mind automatic arise. So keep practicing, keep knowing so as the body moves, sitting, walking, laying down. Keep knowing so when the mind moves, when the mind is wandering off, when the mind is over-focusing. If one can know so of the mind, the changes of the mind, that is a shortcut of the wisdom cultivating. because the wholesomeness, the enlightenment, it arises with the mind. But if you cannot observe the mind yet, you can start from observing the physical object first. For those who are attached to samadhi, that the mind is staying with the object of meditation still like that for a long time, the mind is calm and still for a long time, that is a stillness type of samadhi or meditation. Then the master would stimulate you for the mind to move.
แต่ถ้าทำอย่างที่หลวงปู่ดูลสอนเนี่ยตัดเข้ามาที่จิตเลยรู้เข้ามาให้ถึงจิตนะอะไรเกิดขึ้น
Luangpu would teach the students
ต้องไปวุ่นวายกับมัน
to observe the mind and whatever arises in the mind, just know that you don't have to try to fabricate it. For example, if the anger arises with the mind, you don't have to do anything to try to distinguish it.
ตราบใดที่เรามีสติอยู่กิเลสจะไม่มีหรอกเกิดไม่ได้นี่ถ้าเราขาดสตินะกิเลสก็เกิดแล้วเรามีสติรู้ทันปุ๊บกิเลสก็ดับทันที
When we have sati, when we are mindful, the defilement cannot arise together with mindfulness because mindfulness is wholesome and the defilements and unwholesome, they do not arise together. So keep practicing for the mindfulness to arise. For Luangpu, when he start with the mantra and also counting the number and also observe the breath. As he breathed in, he said put. As he breathed out, he said toe. And that count one and he keep repeating that. And after that, when the mind is settled, the mind settled and the mind attained samadhi. And then there was a light appearing. Luangpu's mind moved toward the light. And there was a visions that arise that Luangpu was able to see heaven, angels. But Luangpu find that unsubstantial because to see the angels or the heaven, it's like you are seeing rich people's homes. Doesn't matter how beautiful their homes are, you cannot move in there. So instead of the next time when the mind moved toward the light, Luangpu now realized, had a sati and realized that the mind was moving toward the light. As soon as he knew so that the mind was moving toward the light, automatic sati, automatic mindfulness arise, and the knower mind arise. When the knower mind arise, then the wisdom can be cultivated. Luangpu was able to attain. Luangpu attained the knowing mind since he was only 10 years old, when there was a fire. As he moves his feet running toward the adults to tell that there was a fire, when he was frightened because there's a fire, and he knew so of the body moving, one step, two steps, and then the mind was awakened. Then the mind that was frightened cease, and the mind that is a knower arise. He was no longer frightened. So this is how he attained the knower mind. And you need to have the knower mind to attain the knower mind to cultivate wisdom. Most people cannot attain wisdom cultivation because they don't have the noble mind. They don't have the correct samadhi. They just think of the Dhamma in their heads. Although sometimes that can work, that you're teaching yourself that, like for example, that the world is unsubstantial, and that can help you lessen or decreasing the defilement. Like for example, you want to be happy, you want to have peace. You can contemplate to calm down the defilement. But the wisdom, the true wisdom, the mind will truly stop to struggle. The mind will let go of the burden. With the wisdom, the mind can truly let go of the aggregates. Arahant, they can let go of all the 5 aggregates. The mind is the last thing that Arahant would let go. So they are free, truly liberated from suffering. This liberation arises from the wisdom, that they truly see the suffering. But if you too see the suffering, you have to have the wisdom. You have to have the noble mind. When you attain the noble mind, you can see that this body and this mind are suffering. You can see that the happiness, unhappiness, they are impermanent. The wholesomeness, unwholesomeness, they are suffering, non-self, and impermanent. And even the noble mind is impermanent. Non-self and suffering. Even the noble mind fall under the 3 characteristics, because the noble mind is non-self and it does not last. Sometimes the noble mind cease and the mind becomes the mind that is lost toward the eye, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. The mind mostly is lost. But when you have the noble mind, when you know so that the mind is lost, the noble mind arises temporarily. You don't have to try to keep it there. And then after it arrives and falls as well. When you see that, you will see that the mind arises and falls all the time. When the mind arises, it arises and falls, and then the mind arises and falls again. When you truly can see this, you can see that both the body and the mind, the feeling, they are unsubstantial. They arise and fall. They are impermanent, non-self and suffering. When you are suffering, the suffering also is impermanent. It arises and falls. It ceases not because it is under your control, because there's no more suffering, so it ceases on its own. Wholesomeness, unwholesomeness, they also fall under the 3 characteristics. The mind is also fall under the 3 characteristics, that they are impermanent, non-self, and suffering. Keep practicing on this until you truly can see this, that all the 5 aggregates is not us. There's no us. When you can see that there's no us, the 5 aggregates are not us, that is the first level of understanding. And if you keep practicing, you will see that after you see that this body is not us, and then you will see that this body is only suffering. It doesn't feel that this body, sometimes it brings us happiness, sometimes it brings us unhappiness. You will truly see that this body is only suffering. After you can see this, the next step is to see that the mind is also suffering. Keep knowing so, keep practicing, that sometimes the mind is lost, sometimes the mind is knower. Keep practicing until you see that the mind is suffering. And when you see this, you will become dispassionate of the mind and you can let go. After you can let go, then you are free from suffering. หลวงปู่ดุจทัศน์หลวงพ่อ The last time he said that when you see the noble mind,
เราก็จำเฉยๆนะแต่ว่าไม่เข้าใจหรอกวันรุ่งขึ้นไปกราบ
let go of the noble mind.
บอกเนี่ยหลวงปู่ดูลก็บอกท่าน
And หลวงพ่อ did not understand that. And then หลวงพ่อ the next day หลวงพ่อ met with Venerable หลวงปู่พุธหลวงพ่อพุธหลวงพ่อพุธ
ทำลายผู้รู้มันกำหนดระเบิดเปรี้ยงไปอย่างเงี้ยบ้าเลยนะ
that he didn't know how to break the noble mind. หลวงพ่อพุธ was afraid that หลวงพ่อประโมท would break down and destroy the noble mind. You still need the noble mind as you practice. At the beginning, the noble mind is like the boat that you need to cross the river. So don't destroy the boat until you reach the shore. So หลวงพ่อพุธ told หลวงพ่อประโมท that the phrase destroy the noble mind means that don't that as when you are enlightened, then the noble mind you should let go of the noble mind.
โยมก็ยุ่งกับท่านทั้งวันนะขอความเมตตาอย่างงนอย่างนี้นะ
Luangpu Pramote was very busy toward the last years of his life. But toward the last year of his life, he was ill, so he took a break from giving Dhamma talk. Toward the last years, Luangpu Pramote came out from his rest and gave a Dhamma talk at this office of electricity, and Luangpu Pramote met him there. And Luangpu Pramote approached Luangpu Pramote and asked, Luangpu Pramote, Venerable Luangpu Pramote, I still have the noble mind. I cannot break my noble mind. So Luangpu Pramote replied that the noble mind is like the chick in the egg. You don't have to do anything. As the chick grows enough, it will break out from the shell, from the eggshell on its own. So you don't have to do anything.
จิตที่ซึมที่ทื่อก็กลายเป็นจิตที่โปร่งที่เบานุ่มนวลอ่อนโยนคล่องแคล่วว่องไวนะเนี่ยค่อยๆฝึกนะถึงจุดหนึ่งมันจะเข้าใจความจริง
So keep practicing until one day you will see the truth that even the mind is suffering. As long as you have the mind that is suffering, if you can let go of that, let go of this aggregate, then you can be truly liberated. If you can truly see the suffering, you can let go of all the fabrication. The mind, one is dispassionate and can let go of the mind. This is the Dhamma that will give you the true peace, the true happiness. This is the Dhamma that is free from fabricating. It's not, some people say that this is empty. In Thai is the same word, that emptiness or free from fabrication. But the meaning of Wang in Thai, it means that there is something there, but it's like there's nothing there. So keep practicing. That is all the Dhamma talk for today. It is short, but it would take a long time to understand this. Although it's short, it would take at least, for some, it takes at least 10 years to see this. But you don't have to be afraid of that. Keep practicing as much as you can. Keep accumulating until you have enough faculty and you may enlighten in this lifetime. And you may become the stream enterer, the once returner. With that, you're safe. When the noble mind dissipate, the knowing element, you can attain the knowing element. This knowing element is permanent. And within this knowing element, there is Nibbana. Next, we are going to organize this stage, and we are going to give the blessing to Venerable Luangpu Sujin. He always come visit us in the winter time.